God gave rock and roll to you. Gave rock and roll to you. Put it in the soul of everyone. 2, 3, 4. God gave rock and roll to you. Everyone, put it in the soul of your rocking bodies. What's going on, everybody? JP here from Egotastic FunTimes coming at you live. I saw Bill and Ted 3, Bill and Ted Face the Music. I saw it last night in the theater. I'm going to tell you guys what I thought about it. We could chat about it. Also, I went to the movie theater for the very first time in 5 months. Going to let you know how that experience went. Some good stuff, some bad stuff going on with that. What are you guys up to today? What's up, Adam of Gray Skull? Who has the power? Corey Kennedy. Be excellent to one another. Be excellent to each other. That is a good message, Corey, and it's the message of Bill and Ted 3. This is the Bill and Ted adventure, not that we deserved, that we needed, but also we deserved it as well. This is the exact movie that people needed right now. With and it turns out that Bill and Ted's the whole point of Bill and Ted, starting with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, was they were to write a song that unites the entire world. In part 2, we assumed that they did that. In Bogus Journey, we had that great song by Kiss at the end. Turns out that was not the song that unified everybody. That unified the world, united the world. When we pick up on Bill and Ted 3, as we know, if you've seen the trailer, they still have not written that song. They're 50 years old now, and they still have not written that song. And in this movie, they got to figure that out. And it means a lot more than you think it does. This whole movie was a tribute to George Carlin. This whole movie was a tribute to Rufus. The absence of Rufus weighs heavily upon this film, and the film knows it, and it's a tribute, it's an homage to Rufus, which was great to see, great to hear, great to see it unfold. We learn more about Rufus. We learn why he believed in Bill and Ted so much, and it all comes down to those two, but not in the way that you think. A much bigger way, a better way, insane way. That's how they're going to do it. Yes, the world really needed Bill and Ted right now. And the message of this film, the way it unfolds, what we thought we knew about Bill and Ted's purpose was bigger than that. And it came out in an incredible way that I'm still wrapping my head around. I understood most of the movie. There was one little part or one little storyline I didn't quite understand just because I can't wrap my head around it, though it was obviously important as well. But yes, the world, when we finally got to the end, in this movie they say, and this was from Rufus said, sometimes the story doesn't make sense until the end. And it was at the end of this film that all of this made sense. And as I was watching, the finale of the film, the finale of the series, I was like, oh, I get it. And right there on the screen, and apparently, the writers got this as well. This is the movie that the world needs right now. So, kudos to Bill and Ted. We've got to talk a little bit about Keanu Reeves, you guys. It took me a minute to get used to Keanu playing Ted. It took me a good 7 minutes, I'll have to say. And we'll talk about that. The only thing missing was George Carlin. Yet he wasn't missing. He wasn't missing. They found a great way to have him not missing in the film. I thought he'd be missing. I thought he wouldn't be there, but he was there. In more ways than one. Adam Grayskull in the house watching They Live. They Live. Rip Roddy Piper. Another one. A great dude that's gone. Bill and Ted. They went into this film to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And they were all out of bubble gum. Wolfgang, have you heard that Fox is doing its own Lower Decks now? with the X-Files. I just saw that today, that there's an animated X-Files. I guess that'd be fun. I think the world wants more of it. It's only franchises. We're only ever going to get franchises anymore that we've heard of for millions and millions of years. So now we're at a part where the world really needs comedy, but we also got to have name recognition. So yeah, let's take old franchises and get some animated comedy from them. I think the world probably needs that right now. We need some happy thoughts going on. Tom Casey helping support the channel. Hey JP, hey Tom, how you doing? Tom Casey got that super chat going to help keep the lights on here at Egotastic FunTime. Very much appreciated, Tom. Very, very much. Brian Dawkins, official channel member, Jaloja. Adam of Grayskull. Bill and Ted had sons, not daughters. Actually, they're two. That was just an assumption. Those two babies were actually played by girls. Brian Dawkins found William and Theodore on the dark internet. Yeah, I saw them in the theater last night, but I also found them on the dark internet. I paid for a ticket to go see the movie, but I also own the movie at this point. So I can watch it over and over again. Does San Dimas still have the best water slides in the universe? I didn't see water slides in the universe. Did they mention that? There was so much going on in the movie. Did they mention water slides? We saw San Dimas in the future a bunch of times. Well, one little area. Don't know. I didn't think I saw any water slides there. Also, I've been to San Dimas. I wasn't impressed by any of their water slides. They Live is a classic. That it is. X-Files would love an actual good end to the show. Maybe they'll do it with the animated series. I just saw it today, 10 minutes ago. I was just scrolling through and I saw, X-Files cartoon. I'd probably enjoy it. I lost interest in X-Files a long time ago, though I did used to really soak it up. I loved it back in like the mid-90s. I'm like, yeah, anything that's a funny cartoon, I'm always willing to check it out. Like, I'm loving Lower Decks. Tom, woo! What, are you serious? Hey, Vivzid. Yeah, I remember Vivzid. What's up, Tom? The internet person previously known as Vivzid. I just finished a watch party on the Egotastic FunTime Twitch channel 1 hour ago. Today we watched Spaceballs, the movie. That was a fun time. Everybody was really having a great time. We watched Spaceballs. Finished that an hour ago. I'm sure some of you from the Egotastic Twitch stream are on here right now, or getting ready to come on here right now, because I advertised the hell out of this stream while I was over there. Eccleston's Angel, what's going on? What's up, my homie? Adam at Grayskull. New X-Files has already been filmed. Yeah, they had the new X-Files. I never checked it out. I did see that X-Files movie in the theater. I enjoyed it. I don't remember much about it except for bees. There was bees in it, I think. But I remember enjoying it. Jonathan, sorry if already asked. Never be sorry of anything. Ask whatever you want to ask. The same person can ask the same question 15 times. I don't mind. Or different people can ask it. It's a different interaction every time. Were there any portraits, statues, holograms of Rufus, George Carlin in the movie? He's in the movie. He is in the movie. You do see Rufus, but also Rufus is talked about extensively throughout the movie. He is the catalyst. Rufus' character is the catalyst for the Bill and Ted Face the Music story. Without him, his belief and them holding on to the words of, in the future, people holding on to the words of Rufus, the story would not have played out. It would not have happened. Jesper just wanted their little reboot or continuation to actually end without a cliffhanger. However, they did another cliffhanger. Talking about X-Files? Probably. Bill and Ted, though, no cliffhanger. Bill and Ted 3, this was the final movie. They finished the entire story. The trilogy of Wild Stallions is told. By the way, if I don't know how many people are actually going to see it in the theater at this point. It was kind of robbed of its theater release. I had to go to a theater I never ever planned on going to in my life because it was the only theater in town playing the movie. None of the big theaters had it. It was whatever. Anyway, the seats were comfortable. I will give them that. But yeah, if you see the movie or you go to the theater or you rent it or whatever, stay till the end of the credits. There's a big scene at the end of the credits. So everybody left the theater. It was just me and some other couple people a few rows back that got to see the scene at the end of the movie, and it's a pretty good lengthy scene at the end after the credits. Yeah, Spaceballs is great, you guys. Oh, I'm sure there'll be spoilers here. This is a live stream conversation about a movie that came out. I'm sure there'll be some spoilers popping up. I'll do my best to generalize my comments. Party on, dudes. Did Bill and Ted ever do the party on thing? Because that's Wayne and Garth. But I always, if I'm planning on doing a Bill and Ted, sometimes I do say party on. 69, dudes. Something is afoot at the Circle K. Here's a spoiler that you won't worry about. There was no Circle K in the movie. Yeah, there was no Circle K in the movie. That sucked. I don't know. Right now, Bill and Ted is... Well, you can rent or purchase Bill and Ted right now on Amazon. I don't know if it's pricey. It's pricey right now. I don't know if you own it. If you're owning it, it's not pricey. I think it's like $25. That's worth it if you're owning it. If it's just a rental, because of COVID, they do early access stuff where you pay a bunch of money for a rental. No movie is worth renting for $25. But if you own it, yeah, get it. Absolutely. Flessas, hey JP, just watched the movie. Do you prefer Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey, or Face the Music? Well, they all have their great moments. Face the Music has some really great moments, but I kind of like it, Bill and Ted being in the late 80s and the early 90s. Nothing's ever going to beat Excellent Adventure, ever. Nothing will ever beat it. I love Bogus Journey so much. I love Face the Music so much. But nothing is ever going to beat Excellent Adventure. Now, in this movie, there's the daughters. There's the daughters that are Bill and Ted. They are the new Bill and Ted. Their story is a beeline. They're having an excellent adventure throughout the movie. But then we just go refer to them every once in a while. It's all about Bill and Ted. It was kind of weird, though. I thought the daughters were great. They were so cute. And I mean that in a friendly way, not a weirdo, sexy way. They were so cute having these two young girls, young women, basically playing Bill and Ted's daughters. Bill's daughter, Thea, I think it's her name, Thea, she was great at being Bill's daughter. It was like, yeah, that's totally Bill's daughter. But she also kind of had her own little personality in there as well. Ted's daughter, Billy, was absolutely doing a 100% impersonation of Keanu Reeves as Ted from, the original films. 100%. She was Ted. Which actually kind of was I was like, I don't know about that. But it was so cute the way she was doing it that I was totally sold on it. I mean, it was obviously somebody doing an impression, which did take me out a little bit. And I was like, I don't know. But it was so fun to watch that I got sold on it. They are a bit smaller to Wayne's World and Tenacious D. Tenacious D. You don't always have to love her hard. In fact, sometimes it's not right to do. Did you not see the Circle K reference in the movie? I didn't. Hey, Matt. How you doing? Matt Jarbo. No, I would think it was there because there were so many Easter eggs in the movie having to deal with the previous two movies. I just must have missed it. You would think there would be a Circle K reference. I just don't remember it. Circle K did not pay the big promo money to be in this movie. Are there even Circle Ks anymore, you guys? Voodoo has it. Yeah, I think Bill and Ted are available for rent everywhere. You can rent it or purchase it everywhere right now. Voodoo, Amazon, probably Apple. If you go on the Bill and Ted 3 website, which is actually really cool to do, there's lots of cool stuff you can do on there. They have a video game you can play, some wallpapers you could download, fun little things going on with Flash. Um, yeah, they had a list of everywhere where it's available, and it's available everywhere. Mr. Zblade says 19.99 rental on Amazon. I wouldn't pay that much for a rental of any movie, but if you're able to own it, totally get it. I might actually do that this weekend, unless you got the money. If you're not worried about the money, do it. Since there's no theaters are open around here. Yeah, we have a lot of theaters open around here where I'm at, but none of the big theaters actually were playing Bill and Ted. They got a bunch of other really stupid movies that they're offering you go watch right now. Lame ass movies, but they didn't have Bill and Ted. I'm like, oh, Bill and Ted got robbed. Tom Casey helping to keep the lights on here at Egotastic FunTime. What do you think on a scale of 1 to 10? That's a good question. I'm gonna be thinking about that for the first time. I haven't even thought about that. I would say Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is a 10. Bogus Journey is a solid 8.5. Bill and Ted 3 is probably an 8.5 as well, because they're very different. Bill and Ted Face the Music, even though they do, and as you know in the trailer, they do go to hell at one point because it was in the trailer. Not a spoiler, in the trailer. Death is in the movie, not a spoiler, in the trailer. But it is closer to the adventure that was had in Excellent Adventure. The daughters are having their own Excellent Adventure. It's not as good of an Excellent Adventure as Excellent Adventure, but it's also not the focus. I didn't care for. I would have picked different people for them to gather. No, some different people for them to gather together. Some of them can stay, but other ones I was like, don't really care about that one or that one. They could have gotten some cooler references. We had a really good, cameo from from a couple of artists. I won't give it away, but I actually would have hoped for some better cameos a little bit more often. But also, we don't want them to take away from the story from Bill and Ted and Billy and Thea. No. They got two actors. Actually, two actors that I much prefer. These are two ladies that I've been following for a while, and I love both of them. No, different. The princesses were different actors. They're more current actors that people actually know from stuff. But there are some original people from the first two movies that do show up. And the first 5 minutes of the movie, you'll be sold. You're like, okay, I'm so glad that I'm watching this movie right now, because this movie starts off in the same exact vein as the first two movies, and you'll know as soon as you see it that, oh yeah, this is how a Bill and Ted movie is supposed to start. And it goes all the way back to the original two movies. It was absolutely amazing. Some great cameos. We got some follow-up from some characters from the original films. You got a Circle K in New Jersey? Yeah, I remember when they put in a Circle K in Oxnard, when I was younger, Oxnard, California, where one of the places I grew up. Damn, my cat just practically tried to knock down my door. Hope that was my cat. I remember they opened up a Circle K, and I was like, oh my god, something's afoot at the Circle K. Yeah, so they recast the princesses, but I was fine with that. Who cares about who plays the princesses? But they needed some. The princesses, they needed some more comedic actors, because the princesses are a little bit more of a bigger deal in this film than they were in the previous two films. Like, they actually have stuff to do, so they needed to recast. Totally made sense. They couldn't just, the princesses before were mostly just a little bit, just for show. They didn't have anything really going on. They needed some real comedic actors in the role this time. Jayma Mays plays one of the wives in the latest film. The other one, her name is... I can't remember her name. She played the lifestyle guru, Annabelle Porter, in Parks and Recreation. She also is in the... Hospital Police series on Netflix, which is done by the people that did Children's Hospital Police. I highly recommend the series. Brand new, came out like last year, and it stems off of Children's Hospital. The star of that, of Hospital Police, she plays one of the princesses. She plays Ted's wife. Yeah, Kristen Shaw was great. It wasn't like too hefty of a role. But yeah, Kristen Shaw was great. The editing was a little slow. I thought they should have tightened up the editing a little bit on some of the moments. Some of the moments, I was like, okay, it should cut to the next thing now or to the next line. No, it was a little bit looser than I thought it would be. I thought, even though it was great, I'm like, the pacing was a little weird. Sometimes, not a lot, just like by milliseconds. I'm like, they should have cut to the next frame at this, the next cut at this point. So Bonico says, I heard that because the script was from a decade ago, it predated Hollywood's current woke wave, and thus the daughters actually respect their dads. The daughters not only respect their dads, also the word woke is a BS word anymore. People should stop using it. Usually the word woke, anytime you see somebody posting the word woke, just unfollow them, because they're coming from a bad place anymore these days. The word is over with, because nobody knows how to use it anymore. Now it's just a way to get rage going. So let's retire that word. The daughters actually are not obsessed, but they love their dads so much. And let's be honest, they are their dads. They are Bill and Ted. But yeah, they absolutely adore their dads. And even the princesses. There's problems in the marriage, and the princesses are thinking, oh, maybe we should, there's talk about this. They love Bill and Ted as well. And Bill and Ted loves the princesses. Yeah, there's no real hate going on in this movie at all. But also the script was redone. They had a script, 10 years ago. The movie today doesn't resemble that script at all. They had to redo it. Yeah, I want to know what part of the movie had the Circle K in it. Matt knows. I'm sure it's in there, because they were like throwing out references to almost everything that ever happened to Bill and Ted. South Carolina's got Circle K's. Dax Jacobson has 3 Circle K's, 20 miles, 20 miles around you. It's real. I figured it was real. We don't have anything, almost anything out here where I'm at. We have, we have better than Circle K. We have better than 7-Eleven. We have better than everything else. We have Quick Trip. Quick Trip is the best damn convenience store, gas station company that I've ever seen in my life, and they are on every street corner in this part of the country. Every street corner. There's no room for anybody else. They've taken it over. They actually had to sign an agreement with 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven said, okay, we're not going to come into your area, and you don't come into our area. So they signed an agreement. So we just have Quick Trips out here, and then you'll see like a Come and Go every once in a while. And I will never go into that because that's dirty. No, because I'm going to go into Quick Trip. Quick Trip is the absolute best. And I've seen a lot of convenience stores in my day. I grew up with 7-Eleven. I knew what Circle K was. I've been to a Circle K before I've been to a Quick Trip. I'll never go anywhere else. The ending of Face the Music was kind of the same as the end of Star Trek The Next Generation. Static warp shell. Yeah, they got pretty crazy with the ending. The ending was like, whoa, this is going way beyond writing a song. Which I think that's what it turned out to be. They were saving, not just people. They were saving the universe. It was great. Circle K was acquired by a Canadian company. Did they call it Circle A? Hey, Nad and Night. Ray Walston, dude. Hey, Lone Puppy, how's it going? I noticed Bogus Journey isn't like as much as the first movie, yet death and other elements and visual effects were stronger in Bogus Journey. Yeah, Bogus Journey had the budget. Bogus Journey was a studio infused film, whereas the first film, Excellent Adventure, was more of an indie film. It was more of an independent film. No studios didn't want it or anything like that, but it did very well, so they got funding for the second film. This movie didn't really have the funding. It's more akin to Excellent Adventure, and actually, the movie felt more like a Netflix original movie. You know how Netflix comes out with awesome stuff. Everyone, these movies all the time. That are, sometimes they'll take something from 20 years ago and make a new version or a revival movie. This felt like that. I was watching. I'm like, I kind of feel like I'm watching like something more akin to like the latest Pee Wee Herman movie. It was nice. It had that independent feel to it, and it was independent. Keanu Reeves, I think it was. I don't know if it was. He had a hard time at the beginning getting into character. Alex Winter was exactly the Bill. He's no different. He was exactly Bill right off the bat. I don't know if Keanu was, or if it was just me, because I'm so used to Keanu. I mean, Keanu's the Neo. He's the one. He's John Wick. He's Johnny Mnemonic. He's Johnny Utah, you guys. He's all the Johnnies. He's a Johnny, not a Teddy. So it was actually weird seeing him play Ted again. Though, after about 5 or 6 minutes, he just did this one move, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Ted. That's a Ted move. And then from that moment on, boom, he was Ted. He was absolutely Ted. But it's actually weird because ever since like The Matrix was over, Keanu Reeves is a beard guy. When Keanu Reeves does a movie, he's gonna have some facial hair. And now Bill and Ted are 50 years old. Side note, in 4 years, you guys want to feel old? In 4 years, while Ted was like 50, in 4 years, Keanu Reeves will be 60 years old. 4 years, Keanu Reeves will be 60 years old. And so he didn't have his beard. It was shaved. He was clean shaven. He looks a lot older in this movie. He looks a lot older in this movie than he does like in a John Wick movie or something like that. Well, this takes place in 2020. This movie takes place in 2020. So they're like 50 years old. The Brown Guy, hey JP, just saw you online. Was this new installment worth a watch in your eyes? Oh, absolutely. I'm going to watch it. I watched it last night. I watched a little bit of it this morning. I'll be watching it again in a day or two. Absolutely. Absolutely worth watching. I don't know if I would rent it for $25. I don't know what the price is for rental. Somebody said $19.99. I do know one of you guys purchased it when I was talking on the Twitch stream. Somebody purchased it off Amazon for $25. But they were assuming that they own it. They didn't know the answer if it was a rental or if they owned it. I'm like, man, for that price, you should be able to own it. But yeah, I'll be watching it many, many times. Actually, now I have Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey in my DVDs somewhere in that closet that I haven't taken out in like 20 years. So now I'm going to watch Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey, and then do Face the Music. I'm going to do a binge watch, all 3 movies. It's going to be amazing. You get the full, complete Bill and Ted story, beginning, middle, and end, all in. We got it now. We got it now. It's absolutely amazing. A lot of the stuff that was happening at the end of Bogus Journey, as far as like, after they played the song, had the concert, and all that weird stuff going on, like in the media and the newspapers, a lot of that stuff that was going on, some of the stuff that was going on in the newspaper sequence during the credits, is referred to and talked about, and we catch up with some of that stuff in this film. MS Estes, what's going on? Benevolent noob. Aloha JP, hope you and the Ego Army have a wonderful weekend. You too, MS Estes. Thank you again for helping support the channel. We miss you over on Twitch. You got to come over and hang out. We watched Spaceballs today. this movie will end his career for sure. Who are you talking about? Keanu? Possibly. No, Keanu's got a lot of movies coming out that I can't wait for. It was so nice to see him. It was so nice to see him as Ted again. My favorite things about Keanu were all those Bill and Ted, the character that he played in Parenthood before Bill and Ted. I loved it when, I would even say Johnny Utah is kind of a dummy as well. Love to see him return. Apparently, Keanu Reeves really, really adores Bill and Ted, the characters of Bill and Ted. He's always just absolutely adored them. 10 years ago, when they first came out with that version of the script 10 years ago, he said, yeah, he can't wait. He loves it so much, though it doesn't necessarily mean that he'll be returning. He kind of, 10 years ago, thought, yeah, I probably won't be in it. It'll be some other adventure that takes place in the universe of Bill and Ted. But no, now he's back. And they loved it. Both of them loved it. Alex Winter said that, he's excited to return, even though he doesn't do acting anymore, because he left, after Bogus Journey, he left acting to pursue being a documentarian. So he's been making documentaries this whole time since Bogus Journey. But he says, you know what, it would be fun to come back. And he said, I just have to turn off the smart parts of my brain, just turn them off and be Bill for 3 months. And he says it was amazing. He loved it. 25 to own, 20 to rent. Oh, who's not going to spend the extra $5? 25 to own is worth it. 20 to rent, I wouldn't rent nothing. I wouldn't rent a movie I was in. If I was the star of a movie, I wouldn't rent it for $20. But 25, spend that extra 5. Oh yeah, Keanu, John Constantine. I didn't really care for John Constantine the movie. I like the character. I like the idea of it. He's great in the CW stuff. Jonathan says, would you like to see Alex Winter play a time traveler in the Orville, like maybe the vengeful great grandson of Priya? Or what if we meet one of Priya's ancestors, which currently lives in the Orville universe during that time? I'd love to see Alex Winter return in anything. I've been a fan of Alex Winter. He hasn't done much. He hasn't been in much. I mean, Lost Boys. He was in Lost Boys. Of course, Bill and Ted. He was in a movie called Freaks, if I recall. I liked that movie, even though it's a silly, crazy, dumb movie. Freaks, I really liked. That was forever ago. That's probably just a couple years. That might have been between Bogus Journey and Excellent Adventure. I almost feel like he had a sketch comedy show on MTV at some point. I can't remember. That could just be my brain being weird. Hey Pacific, how you doing? I've watched it twice and enjoyed it both times. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it again. I can't wait to watch it with no one else talking in the theater. Excellent. You just put the DVD on my Netflix queue. Does Netflix still sends out DVDs? I didn't even know that. It's probably the only way to get new movies, right? Because Netflix never puts out movies from the theater anymore. They used to. Netflix used to be able to go on to streaming Netflix and they'd have some pretty recent, movies that weren't Netflix. This is before Netflix originals. Now they don't have any of that stuff. Now it's just like, oh my god, the new Netflix original. I'm like, you don't go in theaters. We don't care. You first saw Keanu in River's Edge? Yeah, I think I first saw him in Parenthood. And then, of course, who cares about Parenthood? Bill and Ted came out. And I was like, he's Ted forever now. He has been Ted forever. Every movie I've ever seen him in, I never don't think of him as Ted first. When he showed up in The Matrix, I'm like, that's Ted. Matrix 2, that's Ted. Matrix 3, that's Ted. The crazy time-traveling mailbox movie, was that him? Ted. Oh, I would love another Wayne's World. I think Wayne's World could, now, after it's been so long, could definitely, I don't know if I'd like it, and I love Wayne's World. Let me tell you right now, Wayne's World's a big deal to me. Big deal to me. I don't know if it would be as great as Bill and Ted Face the Music, though they did have Mike Myers return as Wayne. They had Wayne's World sketch a couple years ago on SNL. They returned. Dana Carvey and Mike Myers. No, Station is... it's a non-spoiler alert. Station isn't in it. Station is referred to, but I didn't like the reference to Station. I thought that was forced. What's up, Splifford? All the crazy of 2020 worked its dark magic to make this movie happen. Make them Face the Music and a new Dune movie in the same year. OMG, this could be the final year. It might be the final year. And actually, this movie is the antithesis of 2020. This movie is standing up against 2020. Bill and Ted Face the Music. This is a direct, even though it was made in 2019. This movie is a direct, like, F you, state of the world. We're going to be better than that. And so that's what the movie was, and that's why this movie was needed right now. This is the movie. We needed this movie right now. They when they were making this movie, they thought that we needed this now. No, we need it more now than they thought they did. Than they thought we needed it when they were making it. Boom. Yeah, I said it. It'd be a nice cameo of the phone booth on the Orville. Well, yeah, actually, you know what? Our movies exist in the Orville universe. So what if there's just a scene where they're watching Bill and Ted? They were watching Seinfeld. They've watched, like, Singing in the Rain and a bunch of other stuff on there. Why not watch Bill and Ted? Gordon would love to watch Bill and Ted, I'm sure. Oh, did Alex Winter do a guest shot on Bones season 2? He was a Hugh Hefner type. He wishes. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a bigger selection on disc than streaming. Absolutely. Because there's nothing on Netflix except for, old TV shows and Netflix originals. Though Netflix does make some really good originals now. SNL should do a sketch, Ted in the Matrix. Bosco's Toy Box says, we'll be doing a binge watch of Back to the Future trilogy in 4K when it hits in October. Probably not, because when I do watch parties, I use Amazon Prime. So unless it's on Amazon Prime, first off, I need to get my hands on Back to the Future. The other Back to the Future is my other big thing. Back to the Future is incredibly important to me. Back to the Future, Bill and Ted, Wayne's World. Very, very important to me. Back to the Future was the first franchise that was very important to me. Probably not, just because no one else will have it to watch along, or not enough people will have it to watch along. If it is on Amazon Prime, though, yeah. Yes, we're totally going to be watching it. Actually, so today on the watch party, we did Spaceballs. Next week, we found something. I can't remember what, but very soon, once The Boys Season 2 hits, which is just like in a week or two, or just a couple weeks, we will be doing brand new Season 2 episode watch parties every week of The Boys. So every week when a new episode of The Boys comes out, besides me watching it and doing a review of it, we'll be doing a live watch party on Twitch that same week as the new episode. On whatever day the new episode comes out, we'll be doing the watch party that Friday. Yeah, Alex Winter was a vampire in Lost Boys. Should Keanu be in a sequel to Point Break? No. Point Break was a great movie, but no. I gotta catch a wave. I got pitted, so pitted. The King and I, yeah. Nothing left on earth excepting fishes. I want to watch Lost Boys. Ooh, is Lost Boys available as a watch party? Yeah, with watch parties, I'm whatever is on Amazon is what I watch. Because Amazon is the best way to have a Twitch watch party. I know, will today's youth even know what a phone booth is? No. Now, one thing I do wonder is someone, a younger person today who's never watched any Bill and Ted movies. For those of you who have seen the new movie, do you think someone who's never seen a Bill and Ted movie would enjoy Bill and Ted Face the Music? I think they would, not to the same degree as those who know the universe would love it, but I think they can watch it and enjoy it. What would be cool is if the second Point Break version has a sequel and Keanu was in that one and jump between them. Kind of like a little flashback or what happened in between the two stories. Alex Winters needs to be on Toy Story with Duke Kaboom. Oh, I don't want to give it away, Splifford. It's great, though. Yeah, George Carlin. George Carlin died 12 years ago, 2008. And, yeah, but this movie was an homage to Rufus. This movie is all about Rufus. Rufus! Think they would be more confused, but still enjoy it. Yeah, they'd be very confused with some stuff. But there was a lot of stuff on there that they reference a lot of stuff to catch people up as well. So yeah, I think people would enjoy it. Because the story that's going on is now. It's now. The thing that's happening is now. The adventure that they're having and they have to figure out is now. So, while the other two movies are incredibly important to all of that, I think there's enough context in the movie where someone can get it and then enjoy the story that's going on today. Hopefully, inspiring them to go watch the first two movies. A lot of narration. The original movie had a lot of narration. I don't recall if there's a lot of narration. There might have been a little narration in this movie. But no, they get some context due to other people's conversations and stuff that we see. Now, the first movie had a lot of narration with Rufus. Any mention of the robot uses? The robot us's? Evil robot us's. Well, they had the good robot us's and the evil robot us's. I don't recall there being a mention of the robot us's. There's a lot of mentions of us's in this movie, but I don't recall the robot us's showing up or being talked about. Of course, they wouldn't show up. They were destroyed in the last movie. And so, yeah, I still have to do a review of the movie. It'll be a first impressions video. And then I'll try to have that up tomorrow. And then I'm going dark on Egotastic FunTime because I got a lot of video editing to do this weekend. A lot. Yeah, in the last movie, the evil robot us's got destroyed. But the good robot us's did not get destroyed. What happened to the good robot us's? I don't recall a mention of that. Oh yeah, the opening song to Excellent Adventure, Breakaway by Big Pig, was a terrific song. There's great songs in this one, but nothing as good as that song. But yeah, absolutely, I enjoyed every second of the movie. And then, but yeah, I did notice certain things. Like I said, the editing I thought could have been tightened up a little bit with some of the dialogue delivery. Took me a while to get used to Keanu Reeves being Ted again, because he's just definitely not been Ted for a long time. I think it took him a little bit too, but then he does get into it. He does. He brings Ted back. You're like, okay, that's Ted for sure. And the daughters, I loved the daughters, but they were great. But of course, I mean, they are Bill and Ted. So I'm like, some of the words they were using, I'm like, they wouldn't know those words. But I'm like, I guess they could have picked them up from their dads because they both worship their dad so much. And then Ted's daughter is definitely doing an exact impersonation of Keanu Reeves from the first two films, which was a little weird at first. Especially with Bill's daughter. Definitely that's definitely Bill's daughter, but also she kind of had her own way of delivering stuff. But eventually you just fall in love with the fact that they're doing it, and so you start enjoying it. The three main protagonists in NBC's Timeless were Lucy Preston, Wyatt Logan, and Rufus Carlin. Oh my God. Lucy Preston, Bill S. Preston Esquire, Wyatt Logan, so Ted Theodore Logan, and Rufus Carlin. Oh my God, clearly that's an homage. That's amazing. Yeah, I never picked that up. That is so cool, actually. I might go back and finish watching Timeless. I did watch the first, 3 episodes. I thought it was great. Think that's us is in time, not robots. Us is in time. Us is in time. Yeah, there's a lot of us stuff. There's a lot of time travel stuff to kind of wrap your mind around. Actually, there was one of my favorite jokes in Excellent Adventure was some of the time travel jokes they would do about, okay, if we just go back and do this, we just got to remember to do that. I don't think they did that in this film. But it would make sense. There was no time to do that. One thing that's great about this movie, even though it's time travel and stuff like that, it takes place in real time. The first movie was a lot like that. The first movie was like Rufus said, okay, here's a watch. This tells you what time it is back in San Dimas. You got to get out there and get this done, and you got to make sure you're back by this time. But I think they had a lot more time to deal with in the Excellent Adventure. In this one, they got the length of the movie to get this done. So it was the stakes were really, really high. Well, besides what would happen if they don't write the song, the stakes being high, but the fact the time limit was so much shorter that they had to accomplish this than they did in the previous movies. So that added a whole other element of, oh my God, oh my God. You love how these movies are basically Doctor Who. Yeah, Bill and Ted is basically Doctor Who. They have their box, which, instead of a police box, it's a phone booth. Traveling through time and space. Mr. Oh, yeah. You can have Charlize Theron play the ancestor to Priya. That would work. Looks just like her, and Ed's like, oh my God. But I love her because she looks like a villain I loved. That's a good one, Miguel. Also want to make sure we thank our official channel members below. The list grows every day. That's why I'm so glad I figured out that, I can have everybody's name streamed below, and it automatically updates as we get more and more official channel members. Yeah, still no real news on the Orville, but also next week, Wednesday, this less than a week away, this Wednesday, we're going to be doing a live show right here. I guess it'll be a Talk in the Orville live show explosion, you guys. We haven't done one of those in a while. We're going to be doing a live reading of the brand new Orville comic book, season 2.5, launch day, part 1. So don't forget, I don't know if there's a link down below to pre-order, if you want to pre-order it on Amazon. No idea, because I wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, pre-order the Orville comic books, and this Wednesday we'll be reading the first issue, part 1. And then we'll be doing that every month, because the first one is launch day part 1, the second one will be 1 month later in the beginning of October, launch day part 2. The third one, which comes out the beginning of November, is Heroes Part 1, which is a Tala story. We're going to be getting a Tala story, you guys. Nicola is doing well. She was actually knocking on the door a second ago, but I like to keep the door closed when I'm doing live shows with this setup that I got up right now. And she's doing good. My kitty cat's doing good. I went and bought her some food this morning over at the Walmart. Haven't had to give it to her yet, though, but she gonna love it. Yeah, we get Doctor Who. We got to get Matt Smith in there. All right, Jesper, we'll see you. Yeah, this will be a short stream. This will be a short live stream. I'm not going to go on for too long. Just wanted to talk about Bill and Ted, you guys, and make sure I check in with you guys because I didn't put out my review today because I'm like, people are barely getting the chance to see it today. I mean, it came out today. I saw it last night, but it came out today for everyone else. So I'm like, let me do some live shows, and then we'll, put out a review tomorrow where more people are willing to click on it. 3 episodes? Are you talking about the comic book? Well, in December will be part 2 of Heroes, and there might be another story. The first season, the season 1.5 comic books that they did for the Orville was 4 issues. I know that this one is at least 4 issues, but I have reason to believe that there might possibly be another story after the Tala story. So it's Launch Day 1 and 2, Heroes 1 and 2, and then there might be a third one. I don't know for sure, though. Yes, the Bill and Ted movie came out today, Lone Puppy. It's available on Amazon. It's available in some theaters. I went to the movies last night, and I saw it in the theater. I also own it as well. Bill and Ted is available today if you want to rent it. It's available all over the place. It's a little expensive to rent because it's an early access type of deal. But it's also available to purchase. You can purchase it on Amazon for $25. That is worth it. $25 to own is worth it. $20 to rent. Just spend the extra $5 and own it. But yeah, it's on the big screen right now. It's just not available in every theater. It's not available in all theaters. I had to go to a theater I would never go to in order to see it. Loved it. Adored it. I'm going to watch it again this weekend. I'm going to make some yummy food. Maybe have an adult beverage. And I'm going to sit down and watch it in the privacy of my own home with nobody sitting a couple rows behind me talking their asses off. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Rufus taught them to be time-traveling teens. When the evil history teacher attacks, those wild stallions got cut no slack. Boom. Somebody record that. That's our new hit single. So, your big screen. It's going to be on my big screen, too. I might watch it tonight. It's Friday. I got a lot of work to do this weekend. Maybe I'll watch it again tonight so that it'll help me, really get ready for my review tomorrow. Also, Apple will still be around, so if you buy it, they won't fold like some online movie places have. Yeah, absolutely. But also, you want to support Bill and Ted. This is their final outing. Bill and Ted's final outing. Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves, I'm sure, will probably never return as Bill and Ted ever again. We shouldn't even have gotten this film, but we did. Because they had a great story to tell. And they closed it out. We got the full adventure. And you want to support that. You want to support our these revival movies if they're good. We want to support the memories, the fond memories that we have of this universe and these characters. Do it for George Carlin. Buy the movie so that they know that people like things like this. Because here's the thing. I don't think we're ever going to get a Bill and Ted movie again. But purchasing things like this will let Hollywood know that people want that sort of thing. And they'll make other movies that are, that are in the same vein. SodaStream is working out great. I use it at least 2 or 3 times a day. I'm almost out of my latest cartridge, my air cartridge, my bubble cartridge. So I'm going to have to go replace it here in a couple days, I'm sure. It's not as bubbly as I like. It's still pretty bubbly. But, as you get further and further down, it's not quite as bubbly. All right, 14. We'll see you later. Barber. I'm actually going to be ending the stream here in probably about 6 minutes, you guys. So we got to get our conversation in. What even time is it right now? Okay, good. Yeah, get our conversation now. I want to thank you guys who've been supporting the channel, keeping me afloat on Twitch. Oh man, thank you guys so much today. Awando, jeez, I know you're not here right now, but wow, helping to keep those egotastic vibes flowing. I have company coming by any minute now. You have company right now, Tom. All right, you guys. JP, you have a B&B nearby? Probably. Wait, what's a B&B? Like a bed and breakfast? A beautiful bed and breakfast nearby? I don't know. I've never looked. I'm sure there's got to be something somewhere. If that's what you're talking about. Otherwise, I don't know what B&B is. Is that a convenience store, maybe? Yeah, I'm really behind with my work with Patricia Tallman and Claudia Christian, so I'm gonna try to still come out with some quick things this weekend for Egotastic FunTime, but I really got to set aside a lot of time for Patricia Tallman and Claudia Christian's the work that I'm doing with them, because it takes a lot of time. Oh, Bed Bath and Beyond. Yeah, there's a Bed Bath and Beyond somewhere, at least in the mall, I guess. Or maybe at the Utica Square there might be one. Or Bath and Body Works, I think that is. Yeah, I'm sure there's a Bed Bath & Beyond somewhere around here. I haven't been to one in like 15 years, but I could have swore I might have saw one at the mall 5 years ago when I went to the mall. That's right, Tom. Don't worry about the company. We got you here now. You're with us now. Hey, Peyote Pete, how you doing? Long time no see. Jaloja. Dax is talking to Bonacos. I think there was another time travel show on the same time, too, so I might have watched that one. It's the one where they went to France a few times. Remember the name of that show? I don't. But we got a time travel to France. Oh, okay. I remember that. Yeah, when I went on the SodaStream website where you could get refills. Yeah, I remember Bed Bath & Beyond. See, I used to get my refills at Target. The last couple times I've gone to Target to refill, they're like, oh, COVID-19, they didn't bring us any. And I'm like, yeah, right. Go to Walmart, they've had it every single time. But yeah, thanks. Because eventually maybe Walmart will run out. So I'll head over to Bed Bath & Beyond. Yeah, didn't Timeless go to France? I think I remember. I never saw that episode, but I think I remember that from one of the episode trailers. Oh, why did I only watch 3 episodes of Timeless? It was just on regular television. I don't really have regular television. So I was able to catch it for whatever reason, and then, you get busy. And then they got canceled, right? And I think I always planned on going back and catching up. But once something gets canceled, I just lose interest. I'm like, what's the point now? But yeah, that show was right up my alley. Well, it's always good to work, Peyote Pete. Yeah, I'm going to be working all weekend. So I'm going to try to get a couple of quick videos out this weekend. But for the most part, I'm going to be doing some editing. Doing some B5 editing. B5 events. And then next week, it's not official yet. I was talking to Patricia earlier today. And I think she wants to do, because we started up a YouTube channel. We don't really have a lot of content on there yet. But we started up a YouTube channel. And, which, I'll let you guys know about. I'll post stuff about it. Because, we got our Twitch page up, we got the YouTube channel started, and I think she wants to do some live streams on the channel next week. JP, if you bring your empty tank into Bed Bath & Beyond and a $5 coupon, you can get a tank for only $10. Oh my God, where do I get a $5 coupon? $10 would be great. Do I go to their website and maybe I can find a $5 coupon on there? Ooh, I'm going to look into that. That's a great idea, Eccleston. Because, man, those SodaStream tanks are pricey. Even the refills are pricey. Time after time with H.G. Wells. All right, you guys. We got 1 minute. It'll be 7 o'clock my time. There'll be a 1 hour stream. Hell, I might even keep this stream up. What? I usually take the streams down and then put them up on Egotastic too, so people that are interested can go back and watch them, or listen to them as a podcast, which a lot of people end up doing, from what I hear. And but I might keep this one up. Why not? It's just an hour. It's not going to hurt anything, right? 2 actors from Timeless, though not any of the 3 main ones, will be in season 2 of The Boys. Ooh, yeah. Before I leave, make sure if you're interested in watching The Boys with us, season 2, make sure you follow Egotastic Twitch channel. Link is down below, and you can join us every week, starting in a week or two, because The Boys is coming out really soon. Join us each week as we watch the latest episode. Now, the first watch party, we're going to be watching 3 episodes of The Boys Season 2, because they're going to release the first 3 episodes all at once, and then it goes to a weekly schedule. So that first watch party is going to be the first 3 episodes of The Boys. I don't remember when The Boys premieres. I know it's in September, very soon. Whatever the first Friday is after they premiere, that's where we're going to start the watch parties. Lone Puppy, $10. Have a coffee on me. Lone Puppy, I'm going to have a electricity bill paid a little bit on you. Thank you very much. Helping keep the lights on here, Lone Puppy. Oh, yeah, I could totally do that, Brian. I don't know when I could do that, but yeah. The Oiler, the Tulsa Driller. The Tulsa Driller. I have pictures of me in front of the Tulsa Driller with my mom. I don't know where those are, but I go take a fresh one. Right now, the Tulsa Driller is wearing a mask. JP, also get on their mailing list. They take expired coupons. Ooh, I gotta get me some coupons. Be there or be square. All right, you guys. I'll see you very soon. And as always, thank you for all your support, Lone Puppy, everybody. I'll see you very soon. And as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.